All right, so I feel like somebody's regaining control over their life. Like after a period of like heaviness, struggle, right? Like I'm not sure exactly what it was you had going on. We'll get into that. But I definitely feel like part of this was like if this is you realize that you had to sacrifice certain things, but maybe, habits. I feel like this is more like connections, right? Because I feel like, you got a different perspective about the way things were happening in your life, right? Because I definitely feel like you were feeling a lot of frustration because you didn't feel like you were making any progress, right? Like you weren't able to move forward. You felt very stuck for a little while. You felt like you, even if like you had the energy to do something, you're like you didn't know what to do, like very much lack of direction, right? And a lot of this I feel like this was like connections or like people around you as well. Like you were maybe you're realizing you were focused on the wrong things, right? Maybe you were keeping up with the people around you, or you were just picking up on their energy, honestly. But I do feel like your willingness to release, that period of your life is what's gonna catapult you forward into like this next adventure, I guess, like freedom. I have the Fool, right? And to me that's like 1 2 3 right there as well. You're about to start fresh, right? You're getting freedom. You're getting, and after like a long period of stagnancy, I feel like, right? I think that you're starting to finally see possibility in life again. I feel like you're finding like, okay, like I could do this, I could do that. Like, let me go on this adventure. Let me do this, right? Like you're finally getting like that breath of life back in you, where I feel like you felt very stuck, stagnant. I feel like you probably maybe were going through some depression. That could very well be. Don't take it if it don't fit. But I do feel like there was a lot going on. But I feel like a lot of that, like maybe, you were in isolation as well and you didn't necessarily realize it. Maybe you were supposed to be in isolation and you kept trying to put yourself around people because, you weren't sure how to handle yourself right now, right? But I feel like you've tapped out, like in a good way. Like my nose is starting to itch. Like you're willing to go with the flow, right? You're willing to see things differently. And I think this is really going to bring in, a lot for you, like a lot, like a lot of, it's not even just about blessed, like the freedom. This freedom is not only going to be like physically, like this is freedom of your mind, right? Like you're going to be free in your mind finally, right? You're going to feel, that breath of fresh air coming back in. You're finally going to have like a drive, a want, a purpose, right? Because I feel like I was talking to somebody who felt very listless. Is that a word? You know what I'm trying to say? Just very like not wanting to. Wow. You're very guided through this situation. Okay, first of all. And I feel like you're going to be elevated into a position to where you're going to be a leader of others. I have to be real. But you couldn't lead people from where you were prior or for the people around you. And I feel like a lot of this was you had to release codependencies. If this is your message, you had to release a lot of codependencies, 333, and learn how, to really tune into, your inner guidance into God and really see where that direction, like what you really needed to be doing. Like I feel like a lot of the lack of direction and a lot of the feelings you were feeling before was because it was what you were doing. Like your mind was clouded because of what was around you, what you were doing, the way you were maneuvering yourself. This could even be like food. I mean, for real, guys, I don't know if you know that, but what you eat will affect your brain 1,000,000 times over. I mean, for real. Anyways, but you're definitely coming out of like the burden, the stress, right? The burnout, okay? I do feel like this isolation period, even if you're still in it, is a good thing. But you can be in a period of isolation and a period of growth at the same time. Actually, that's usually what it is. The isolation is a period of growth, okay? This is a good thing for you. It's 1001, your number right there. And honestly, I have the High Priestess and the Hierophant. So maybe, maybe you and somebody are mirroring each other. That could very well be those 444 right there. Maybe you and somebody are mirroring each other, okay? And maybe both of you are going to be raised into leadership positions, right? But I also feel like this is you getting the hidden knowledge. This is you, tapping into your intuition. This is, you really learning and following the path less traveled, really like following what God wants you to do, not checking in with what society wants you to do, because I feel like that was where we started, you know what I mean? We worrying about what other people had going on. No, it's not about what their path is or what they're trying to do, or this party or that party or this relationship or that relationship. And for some of you guys, this is family relationships that you had to release yourself from. Not like you're not going to be able to go back to them, right? But sometimes it needs to be a period of time where you're straight isolated because you're fresh learning on this journey. So you probably coming up through your spiritual awakening. Like this is probably, maybe you're coming out of the dark night of the soul. I mean, it's really hard to tell. I feel like you go through different waves as you go through your spiritual awakening for real. But I definitely feel like you're being given a lot more knowledge and a lot more, basis for you as you're moving forward, okay? It's okay for you to rest, you know what I mean? And not stress if like the road isn't 100% clear to you, right? And it's like, if you're feeling that way, like I feel like that is time for isolation and quiet and peace, right? Getting your own energy for a while, honestly. I'm going to pull a couple signs and then we'll just kind of leave it at that. All right, Virgo, first sign out. Sagittarius, Libra, Aquarius. It's the age. Scorpio, age of Aquarius. I don't even think that was the way the song first started, that I tried to start singing it. I think that was a whole different song. And I was just making it about myself again. Aquarius. All right, Leo. Again, you guys, sorry. I joke, I kid. I hope you guys have an amazing day. If you guys watch me this far, I appreciate you guys. You always get the weird part at the end. Thank you guys so much for just being supportive on this channel. Like, it's amazing. I love seeing all your guys' comments. And again, I'm very grateful for all of you. So congratulations if this is you and like you're embarking on this journey, because like you're going to be a leader. You are. You're going to help lead people out of the same spit that you were in before. I mean, it's all going to be worth it. What you've been going through will all be worth it in the long run. Okay? Bye.